Former Senator Barbara Boxer is on campus tonight to talk about the environment with a panel of experts.
We'll also take a look at going green at USC and in LA. See It Live starts right now.
Boxer is at Bovard Auditorium to talk about California's role as a leader in the environmental issues. Good evening, I'm Mark Salinger.
And I'm Madison Weil. Let's go live to Annenberg Media's Alex Salvi, who's outside Bovard with more about the event. Alex?
That's right, guys. We're here outside the Bovard Auditorium where a panel of speakers are about to address USC students about what they can do to promote conservation and environmental protection legislation moving forward. Now you can see behind me the line is starting to pick up. The event is supposed to start at 7 o'clock tonight, but USG urges people to get here by 6:30. Now the speakers tonight include a very talented group of people, including the global director of the USC Schwarzenegger Institute here at USC, the CEO of the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, and the chairwoman of the California Air and Resources Board, and of course, former Senator Barbara Boxer. Now, we spoke with one of the organizers of the event earlier today, Josh Blockstein. Here he is.
She just retired, she's beginning to speak, and she's been so involved on California environmental issues that we knew she'd be a great speaker. California is really a model for the world. The California environmental and climate change policies that we have here show that the U.S. has the capability to take leadership.
As I said, there's a talented group of speakers here tonight, but perhaps the most prominent is former Senator Barbara Boxer, who served as California Senator from 1993 to 2017, retiring just this year, where her spot was filled by now Senator Kamala Harris. Now, during her time in the Senate, Barbara Boxer supposedly had been the author of 144 different pieces of legislation pertaining to conservation and environmental protection legislation. Now, despite working under President George W. Bush during that time and a Republican majority in Congress, she was still able to not only propose legislation, but pass it as well. Now, some of her achievements include being the public attention to threats and arsenic and other chemicals posed to drinking water supplies, blocking one legislation after another that would have established radioactive waste dumps in California, being a critic of the now shuttered nuclear generating station in California, writing the California Wild Heritage Wilderness Act, which protects 30,000 acres of land, and being a leading opponent of oil drilling off the California coast, and of course being one of the first to propose carbon cap and trade policies for California and the nation. Now I'm here with Samantha Sharkoff, a junior at USC. And Samantha, thank you for talking to us today, and I just want to know what made you come out here tonight other than seeing Senator Barbara Boxer.
Well, that was the main reason, actually, because I used to intern for her. I interned for her last semester and over the summer, so I'm a huge fan, obviously. So I just had to see her again, right? See the former boss. But I'm super interested in the environment and in environmental politics. So it's really interesting to see this opportunity of not just seeing Barbara Boxer, but a whole panel of activists and people who are really working to help save the environment.
Now, especially right now, I've heard some other students say that it's more important right now to be involved in conservation efforts, environmental protection efforts, because right now they feel that those efforts may be under attack in some way. Do you agree with this sentiment? Do you think that it's something that young people especially have to fight against?
Definitely, because we only have one planet, right? So if we don't protect it, what's going to happen? Where are we going to be? I mean, if we have no planet, there's no future, right? And so it starts with us, because clearly the older generation, not all of them, but some of the people in our government right now don't really care about it as much as they should. So it's really up to us to do all that we can to conserve our environment.
Samantha, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the talk and enjoy all the talented speakers you get to see tonight.
Great, thank you.
Now this event, as I said, starts tonight at 7 o'clock, but USG urges people to be there by 6:30 because this line is growing very fast as well. And it's worth noting that by the time that Barbara Boxer was done during her time in the Senate, she protected over 1 million different acres of wildlife and natural land. And USG wants to urge people once again to be here by 6:30 because the crowd is getting large and they want to make sure everyone who wants to see the speakers will be able to do so. For Annenberg Media, I'm Alex Salvi. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Alex. In celebration of Earth Month, the Environmental Student Assembly and other student organizations are hosting USC's first annual Environmental Film Festival at the School of Cinematic Arts.
Annenberg Media's Lauren Day went to the festival to find out how film is educating viewers about sustainability.
The on-campus film festival screened several environmentally focused pieces. Some were made by USC professors and students. The event organizers say they hope the festival will inspire USC students, faculty, and staff to be more environmentally conscious.
It's part of our bigger picture for the month, where we're really trying to empower students, faculty, staff, and show that environmental issues are something people care about on USC's campus and give people a way to get more involved. So it's the film aspect, it's the media aspect, and then it's a much bigger aspect of everyone making their voice heard, show that we want action on climate change. We want USC in the world to be a leader.
I think in general very excited, and we hope this becomes a tradition.
Yeah.
USC isn't really known for being a social activist campus, so we hope it's one of a seal of USC stamp on it 10, 20 years from now.
First annual, hopefully many more to come.
After the screening, students had a chance to discuss the issues with filmmakers and local groups working on environmental issues in Los Angeles. One student who went to the festival says she realized she can be doing more to be green.
There's always something I can do, and that I can definitely take more action in terms of the community that I'm in, my local community, and just also like getting ideas, so seeing what they're doing, like intercropping. It's like if you want to start an urban farm, like she was mentioning, it's very like complex and intricate. So knowing that I still have a lot to learn and that there's more I can do.
One of the films was created by USC alum Ariel Blandford during her time at the film school. Her documentary, As the River Goes, quickly gained thousands of viewers in just a matter of days. The film focuses on the effects of the drought on Porterville, California.
When it first went dry, I was actually just devastated. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I just had to open the water hose to water a couple of plants I had, and then it just wouldn't turn on.
The filmmaker says she believes watching films on environmental issues will inspire viewers to be more sustainable.
From the film specifically on the issue, I hope that it reminds people that the California drought's not over and that we need to be thinking proactively on how we can better handle it in the future. For the festival itself, I hope that it inspires people to think about what's in their backyard, what's something that they find an issue that they could try and change. Like I hope that it inspires filmmakers and change makers to try and take action.
The film festival goes until 6:30 tonight. Mark, back to you.
Thank you, Lauren. On Tuesday night, the undergraduate student government endorsed a new sustainability plan that aims to make USC a more energy efficient campus. The new 2030 sustainability strategy is a long-term response to the need to address environmental change. The resolution reads, quote, USC aims to develop the knowledge, people, and practices needed to lead the way in responding to the major environmental sustainability challenges facing our city, region, country, and planet. Every year, the Sierra Club releases its list of the most sustainable colleges in the nation. College of the Atlantic in Maine topped the list in 2016, followed by State University of New York, College of Environmental Science and Forestry. UC Irvine, Colby College, and Stanford rounded out the top 5. USC did not submit information for the study. One environmental engineering student here on campus offered her advice for how USC could become more sustainable.
Water, you can conserve water, so people usually complain about the fountains even though it's only 2%, but still visual. And then there's all the waste, so partitioning it into recycling and maybe even looking into composting in the far future because the USC isn't there yet. In terms of energy, everyone wants solar, but I don't know if the committee actually can do that because, you know, a lot of the roofs are really steep and those actually aren't good for panels. And
USC students also feel like there is still room for improvement when it comes to making USC a more sustainable campus.
Not only just recyclables, but separating metals and papers and plastics, as well as like compostables as well. So I think that USC could really improve on that separation culture.
I think it's pretty good, but it's not perfect. Could have separated into like recyclable or non-recyclable, or maybe food and bottles and stuff like that.
If it's more, if there are more recycling bins, people will start using it slowly.
There could be more recycling bins outside of the campus buildings. Just looking around, I only see trash cans.
One of USC's biggest goals is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions per square foot by 20% by 2020.
USC's electricity contributes over 55,000 tons of carbon dioxide to the atmosphere every year. Students have held protests this year to encourage the administration to implement more solar technology. Despite the protests and ongoing conservation efforts, the only place where students can find solar panels here on campus is on top of the umbrellas in Ronald Tudor Campus Center and in the Engineering Quad.
We have so many days of sun in Southern California. We should totally be taking advantage of that. It's a great way to push USC to the frontier of research and any sort of energy technology.
I think that USC should be doing a more concerted effort of bringing renewable energy onto campus, especially since they have all of these construction projects right now. This is the time to do it.
I definitely did not know that there were solar panels here. I'm happy that they are here. I'm a little disappointed that there's so little exposure and awareness to it, and a really small amount of them.
Students from the Environmental Student Assembly tell us the university is hesitant to install solar panels due to aesthetics and financial costs. They are hopeful their efforts will push administration to change its stance.
Los Angeles tap water is now just as safe, if not safer, than bottled water, based on a new report by the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. In its annual report, the LADWP found that all 160 billion gallons of water tested met or exceeded all drinking water standards. Purification plants like the ultraviolet disinfection plant in Sylmar have played a large role in cleaning up the city's water. Albert Rodriguez, a spokesperson for the LADWP, said, quote, "We're zapping the water without any sort of chemicals, without any type of chlorine. What this does, it removes any impurities from the water at a microscopic level." Health benefits aren't the only reason to switch to tap water, though. A gallon of tap water is currently priced at half a cent per gallon. A gallon of bottled water, on the other hand, averages $1.22.
Los Angeles ranks as one of the most polluted cities in the United States. The Torrance refinery alone released 487 tons of sulfur oxide this past year, according to the Air Quality Management District. California has 4 of the top 5 worst polluted metropolitan areas in the country. Ranking in at number 1 is the Los Angeles Long Beach metro area, followed by Bakersfield. The Visalia, Porterfield, Hanford area in the Central Valley ranks 3rd, while its northern neighbor, Fresno, comes in 4th. Rounding out the top 5 is the Phoenix metro area in Arizona. We should point out that in 2016, the American Lung Association said Los Angeles had its best quality of air in the history of the State of Air report.
Thanks for watching See It Live. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Mark Salinger.
And I'm Maddie Weil. You can catch us on the web at uscannenbergmedia.com.